welcome to this new moon reading on November the 14th or the 15th, depending on where you are in the world. Okay, so I'm recording this on the 13th, but this reading is going to be effective from sort of the cycle that we're coming into the new moon all the way onto the next new moon, which is on December the 14th. Now, if you go back to watch my full moon video, you'll also see that there's an overlap. And I feel that there's some key messages there that will actually also pertain to this phase of this new moon as well. So as we go from full moon to full moon, and of course the new moon happens in between as well. So there's a new moon, which is known as a dark moon as well. So there's an overlap, okay, an overarching overlap. So it is well worth, if you haven't watched the full moon one, there could be a message that you could be experiencing right now and moving into, and this is a new moon, a new dawn, and we've got this new moon in Scorpio. Okay, so let me start with a reading. I've already done some shuffling. I've got some cards on the table here, and I got the Wisdom of Oracle by Colette Baron Reid, and I've got 3 cards facing down. But the essence of what's really happening now as we go into the new moon is there will be an eagerness to get things going. We've also got Mars coming out of its retrograde position in Aries, which is an action planet. And as we've all experienced, there's been a lot of stalling, a lot of slowing down, you know, lots of sort of introspection going on, and sort of getting on with the very mundane things. So some of you out in the world as well are experiencing another lockdown or in a lockdown. So you might have been experiencing a lot of sort of getting on with the norm, okay? Very simple tasks at hand. It could be cleaning your closets. It could be actually just getting on with cleaning out things, you know, just sort of being very practical in your approach to life, okay? So there is very much that theme for me, and I feel that in some way for most of you as well out there. I feel that in they're in doing the simple tasks as we come into the new moon, which we're already in, and going in to start looking at how you can actually sort of start organizing your life, okay? I feel this is going to bring you into a space where there's going to be a threshold to cross, and you might need to accept the situation you're in, but you need to make a decision. And in fact, the message that I receive for those following or has been watching this, I tend to get a message which I write down prior to the recording and the filming of this and laying the cards down even. And the message today is the power of choice is in your hands. Okay, that's the first message. The power of choice is in your hands. So I feel that's really related also to do with the heart chakra. All right, so start tuning into your heart when it comes to the choice. You know, some of you might actually have several choices or a choice between 2 things, and might find that you need to actually really look at things clearly and see where you are most going to be received, okay, where you're most welcomed, if you like, or trust your heart to take you towards the life, if you like, or the project or the opportunities that you feel is really heart related, okay? I think now we're on a threshold as well when we need to recognize that we need to start accepting certain things don't really fit into our lives anymore, and I feel like a major sense of release is happening. In order to do this, you need to enter the silence. So what happened was I've got the Colette Baron Reid cards, which are all still face down. I haven't opened them yet or haven't looked at them. And all the surrender cards decided to pop out as I was shuffling. So I decided to take them as the cards for the reading. So here we have the enter a silence. So again, this is really important to go inward and to actually accept perhaps maybe where you are. So it says here, in quiet meditation or contemplation, let go and enter the silence with him. Silence can heal and replenish you. I personally feel this is also to do with a decision you need to make, okay? I also feel that there's been some brush up against certain people that some of you could be experiencing. We've got some interesting energy as well. I've been experiencing it myself. The truth of the matter is you just want to be able to stand in that sort of situation, not to sort of aggravate it, but to accept the situation as it is. Know that perhaps it is not something that you need to worry about clearing out, but the clearing out possibly needs to happen with the other party or parties. Okay, so again, just be mindful what needs to be cleared out on your end and what needs to not be cleared out on your end, and you know that's very clear. I've recently put some memes up, so again, if you go into my profile page on Facebook, you'll see some very related memes to do with a theme that has been really building up, and very much I've been honoring. Okay, the other thing is to accept people as they are. Okay, we're not here to change people, we're not here to judge people, we're not here to criticize people, but we can be an observer to see what is there, and actually just be mindful and just notice maybe how some people are actually I won't say responding or reacting, because that could be the case as well, but certainly behaving around you as well. And if I were you, I would just clear out, keep yourself very centered, and just brush out what's not yours. Okay, so it could be mentally brushing out. You can do also an energy release as well. You know, so you can just really imagine all the chakras being cleared. Okay, and really sort of allow the energy to flow away from your head, from the crown, all the way through the third eye, into the throat, into your heart, and into your solar plexus, into your sacral chakra, and down to the root. Which brings me to actually my next message, which I received, is to work with the chakras. Okay, so I really feel this time as well, most of us will be very keen to get things moving, get things going, and we will be going with, for many actually, it could be a forward movement. Okay, we are in new beginnings, but there's a closure, a deadening that needs to happen, and a releasing that needs to happen. And that is very Scorpionic. Okay, Scorpio is very much about the underworld, about release, about releasing the pain, releasing old karma, releasing old stories. So wherever you are in your life, there's a sense of release that is really, really important. And even maybe even releasing things, you know, and people that no longer really fit or serve your highest good. It could be also projects that you've had before. It could also maybe even, I kind of get the feeling that it's more to do with our mind state, okay? So release things that really don't feel right, or you know that it's in your mind that is getting in the way. So really maybe release any debris or negativity that is swirling in your mind. So you can actually start really making the choices by entering the silence and really concentrating on your third eye chakra as well. Okay, very important, which also brings me to the next card here, because it says here, release, surrender, procrastination. So procrastination, I feel, serves a purpose. Okay, sometimes the answer is not ready to be realized. Okay, I think procrastination basically gets quite a bad rap. There is a sense sometimes that we can be sitting on the wall too long, and we can sort of be sitting on things and not knowing what to do. But if you trust and go into your silence, you will find that you'll be led to know how you feel, what it is that you're feeling, and maybe even by closing your eyes, just noticing where you're leaning towards. Okay, so if you've got some options, so many choices or a couple of choices to make, or, you know, do I need to go here or do I need to go there? Or you're thinking about maybe following up on a project that you've done before. Now is a time to actually start sort of taking a step forward and taking the leap and the jump, but make sure it's coming from a place of truth and your heart as well. So coming back to the chakras, I've got here, work with the chakras, and particularly the root. Okay, now working with the root chakra will also help you remain grounded. And in remaining grounded, it'll give us the greater footing to actually take a step forward as well. All right, if you start moving forward with kind of anxiety or feeling kind of not stable, okay, you will find that it is actually harder to take that leap, or it is harder actually to start sort of walking towards the path that you are actually wanting to be on. So do make a connection with your root chakra, which is down right on the base of the spine. You know, and sometimes people say it's in the perineum. Imagine roots growing from your hip sockets on the left and right, and then there's some roots growing all the way down through your legs, down into your calves and down into your feet, whether you're sitting down or standing up. And just see roots, tentacles growing down through the feet to keep you rooted. Okay, if you're somebody, which I really recommend as well for most of you, to go out in nature. That is a message I'll probably put out every month. So do go out in nature and emulate the tree, okay, or the mountain pose in yoga, which is essentially standing with the feet hip width apart and just connecting and really rooting yourself so you can have the stability to actually stay grounded. Very important as we're going through a lot of shifts. There's going to be a lot of things going on around us, people reacting in all kinds of ways and responding in certain ways, or you might be sort of getting the flack of somebody else's attitude, or somebody's attitude can really stink around you. It is really important that you stay centered and actually just let go what is not yours, like I've already said, and particularly let go of any doubt that you might have towards where you want to be and where you want to go. Okay, it could be a personal project, it could be somewhere to live, and it could be, anything, you know, you might be wanting to let go of a friend or two that you know that has kind of had its sell-by date, and you are thinking or overthinking things. Perhaps is a time to release and say a prayer. But by being rooted, you will also be able to stay grounded and focused. The other thing that helps also really to stay rooted is by actually doing the mundane chores, you know, washing up, clearing out the closets, like I said, doing a bit of feng shui, setting your space, or really, you know, again, using this time back in COVID sort of land, really start doing things that you know will keep you rooted. It could be also exercise as well, that you might need to get rid of a mental attitude towards using your body or exercising your body. So wherever you are, do make sure that you start putting some very stable practices in your life to have you be able to move forward with grace as well. Okay, I'm going to start opening these cards because I'm very curious. Okay, so I've got 3 cards here. Wow, okay. So I've opened the 3 cards, and the 3 cards on the table here from the Wisdom of Oracle is, the first card is the Orphaned card. So again, just quickly scanning and reading, I feel like some of you might feel that you're maybe not so much left behind, but there's a sense of feeling that you're wanting to belong, sense of maybe even some of you could be feeling a bit hard done by. Maybe some of you actually feel, I was looking at my last reading actually, which I'm, in the full moon reading, it is very much about going towards community. So I think for me, what I will say is start actually moving towards and stop isolating yourself. So again, tricky, I know, because maybe physically some of you can't actually move around as much or have a much of a physical connection. But what is really important here, that as you stay sort of engaged in your own home and making some changes, to do with the practical side and actually sort of doing all the mundane stuff which you need to be doing and thinking about doing, which would be really helpful at this time, is to make sure that you are not feeling orphaned or isolated in any way or staying that way. So really make sure that you reach out and started putting some signposts out for people to recognize that you want some conversation, you're in need of contact, and or I'd say reach out to people. Okay, now for some of you as well, you can feel a bit abandoned. This card often is about abandonment as well. Maybe you want to actually accept where you are with that feeling as well and start recognizing maybe you need to sort of walk through a threshold of some inner child work and some inner inquiry as well. So again, this is a very general reading, and I can only give my best into what's coming through for me with when I see the cards and what I am picking up that I want to actually convey through my words to you. Speaking of calling on, I don't even know if I said it because of course everything is just coming through, but the second card, interesting, is the higher power. Okay, so again, it's really important that, again, you're not on your own. Okay, and if you are feeling on your own, really, truly, what's important here, I'm sorry, the cards could be, I mean, the color could be really bad. I'm in this quinta here up in the mountains, and I'm just even grateful to be having Wi-Fi, because Wi-Fi, and people call it Wi-Fi here, which is quite cute. But Wi-Fi is not always accessible in some of the regions. And so, in fact, the last place I stayed at, the Wi-Fi was really tricky and was always going down. But here I've been on sort of fiber broadband and it's been much, much better. Okay, so really, again, coming back to just know that, that you are being guided. Okay, and it is really time to call on the higher power and don't feel that you're on your own. Okay, you might feel a sense of isolation or sense of maybe the silence also could not only mean surrender to the silence, but maybe what I'm picking up right now is maybe you might feel isolated on your own and sort of almost so much so that you don't have a huge connection with other people. Like I said, the other reading I did last week, I'm looking at the photographs. I always take photos of the spread at the end and post it up in between the whole, the whole video, is very much about trusting. I think there was an element of patience that we needed to have, and, sort of creating this sort of abundance, a sense of sort of belonging very much was coming, but not quite yet. But community was very important, and there will be an opportunity being offered either through a male figure in your life, or you taking some male action towards doing that. Now, interestingly, I feel that personally for me, that also really resonates, and I know for one or two people actually that are in a very similar boat, and needing to move on from a particular place and let go of certain things from the past, but it is now beginning to start move forward. And I'm sure that is an experience many of you might be sensing, and if not, you will be for certain be moving forward. So don't procrastinate, really jump and leap forward and go towards what you want, okay? If you're stuck, to ask high power always got the key to your soul and your spirit, and you are going to be guided no matter what happens, okay? And just trust that you cannot make a wrong decision. All right, and particularly come into your heart and just really connect, and then imagine a key on your forehead as well, that you can sort of integrate and ask for the high power what would be the best pathway or place or route to go down. You know, especially, you know, some of you might want to be cutting back on what you've been doing. Some of you might need to make new choices, which was in fact the first a message that I received. So it could be that you have something that you need to sort of move towards, but you're a bit of a quandary. The other thing is, the third card here is blessing. So again, some of you will be getting some very good news or are feeling blessed. So two of it, okay? So even by moving forward, by asking the high power, you're going to feel really blessed with the decision you've made or two. This is now taking this for a whole month, yeah? So this is a movement, not for today, not just for the weekend of the new moon, but certainly the essence of as we move forward, okay? So there could be some new choices, new options, some new good news. It could be a job offer. It could be an opportunity that maybe you thought that you didn't even see coming out of the blue, or there could have been certain things you've been putting out and you are going to get a response for one of them or for something that you've put out, okay? The other thing I want to say about that is sometimes we can be putting things out in terms of request or actually a physical application for a job or an opportunity, or, you know, sourcing out something, and it doesn't come from the actual source, but it comes through another avenue, okay? So to not feel what you call it, left behind, or certainly do not feel disgruntled, that's the word I was thinking of, and just trust that you are actually going to be receiving what is meant for you, and it'll be very clear what you need to take and grasp. Okay, again, be in silence a bit. I really feel that some of us needs to go inward a bit and really tune in to the figure inside. It could be a wise person, it could be your soul, it could be whatever you might imagine, but very important at this point to trust the guidance that you're asking for, listen and hear out for it, and then trust it. Okay, the other last card of the surrender card I've got here is actually to receive, to surrender to receiving support and love again. So I feel like there are some people going to be coming into your life. It could be a community, people are going to be offering love and support, and be in gratitude for whatever support you're getting. Okay, I mean, and particularly at this time, I'm amazed how many people don't believe in the gratitude prayer, or just take things for granted. I mean, I'm not saying that my viewers here do that. I'm sure that you generally, those who are watching this would naturally, I feel, be inclined to be the ones that would be saying prayers of thanks daily, either nightly or daily or at some point in the day. But I really, truly believe it is really important, because we do get our blessings and we do get sent a lot of help when we need it. And I can vouch for that. Because I'm actually recently experienced a car accident, nothing, you know, sort of in terms of, for me, I came out physically fine, but I was, of course, in shock. But I was also I am currently in Portugal, and the situation for me was I couldn't even speak the language. But anyway, you know, it was a blessing to be had, because I was able to be fully supported by local friends who live around here, who managed to actually really have a major impact on offering me the support and love that I needed very much at the time and on site as well. So, you know, it is really important. The other thing I really want to say for some of you as well, it is really important to ask for help. Okay, if you need some information, ask, start asking around, stop being on your own here, okay? This is a really nice card that is actually on the other side, okay, sort of like cross angles from each other. So if you're feeling isolated, like I said earlier on, do reach out, because there are people who really want to love and support you, okay? Staying in this mode is very much a victim mentality, so you really need to start helping yourself and sort of ask yourself, what is it that I need to do? Where is it I need to go? Who can offer me some help, okay? And just ask for what you need. You need a lift, ask for it. You need somebody to help you move your things, ask for it. You're short of money, ask for it, okay? It is now time to not be in such isolation and feeling sorry for yourself, okay? And then underneath this deck, actually, which I've got just turned over, you know, by not feeling sorry for yourself and thinking that you haven't got enough, you know, this is now time to actually surrender any scarcity. So for those who actually sort of been hijacked by the whole COVID thing and there's work's drying up again or whatever it is and stuff, that is a belief of scarcity. So just trust that everything is happening for your good, your collective good, and your personal good, okay? And it says here, the universe is asking you to open to the infinite nature of abundance. So again, recognize when we're surrounded in nature, okay, you can have your eyes open. I mean, the amount of times I have seen people in London, you know, in parks, outdoors, you know, they've got their heads in their phones, you know, not even paying attention to nature, you know, or, you know, women pushing the buggies of mothers, you know, and again, the head right in the phones, you know, just either having conversations and not even being part of the park or the nature, okay? And I really, really ask of you, you know, and encourage you to really start paying attention to life itself, to nature. Okay, nature is very educational, it is very healing, it is very calming, and it is something to really feel blessed about. And I'm really hoping that this whole COVID virus thing also has woken a lot of people up to the appreciation of nature itself and valuing the outdoors, particularly if you're going to be stuck indoors. That's when you really recognize how beautiful and how grateful you're able to walk somewhere or to see something or to experience the beauty around you. So it says here, the universe is asking you to open to the infinite nature of abundance, and in this way you can remove blocks in your life and succeed beyond your wildest dreams. I also find that for some of you as well, by going out in nature and really having an expansive space, particularly going into silence as well, you will start recognizing what it is that you need to do next, okay? There are definitely new ideas wanting to pop up from many people. We're still very much the birth canal of movement forward, and there is not exactly, and this is for some of you, so it's not across the board or for everyone, but some of you definitely will be wanting to actually still maintain some quiet, so you can actually really recognize how you want to use your skills and perhaps ask the divine or your higher power, what is it that you need to do so you can actually serve from a place of love. Okay, and when I say love, I'm not talking about being a sacrificial lamb or, you know, sacrificing your time or anything like that. True love for the self is about actually honoring and valuing what you want, and what your value is in terms of the services you offer and who you want to collaborate with, and all that comes from a sense of love for the self, as with the support for the self. Okay, I'm going to open, I've got this Moonology card, which I actually love and bought and tend to use it specifically for the full moon time. So I'm just going to see what message, full moons or new moons. So let's see if there's a card that wants to actually pop out. I've already pre-shuffled them, they've been cut, and we'll see if there's anything else that wants to sprout out. Okay, so again, here we have got surrender to the divine. It's to do with the full moon card, but these cards actually, I have to say, while they have been designed with specific, you know, sort of moon phases, Oscar, yes, in a minute, darling, is to say that actually just to take the message. Okay, so we have got surrender to the divine. Now I really feel that this is a time to weigh up the pros and cons, and really see where it is that you want to go. Like I said earlier on, really to get on with the ordinary stuff. And then if you're in doubt about anything as well, surrender it. Okay, even if you're in procrastination, if you procrastinate, just surrender it. Just ask for the next step, and the next step, and just go with the first intuitive hit All right. So that's one of the cards that popped out. The second card that came out is the new romantic cycle begins. So this is important as well. I think some of you definitely would have had endings as well to do with relationships, or maybe a real tie, some ties or energetic ending. You might have found that maybe you've been carrying a heavy heart and you now feel really released of it, okay? And it is a really positive thing to be doing, because in order for that new cycle to enter, in order for the new romantic cycle to enter, it would be very advisable that you actually do the release. Now, interestingly as well, this is under the column for me of release as well. So, because I've got here an angel card with the release. So it's very much about letting go of the old. What's interesting is at the bottom of this deck here as well, which I'm going to take as my third card, is what do you need to release? So you see, the Scorpio is very much about wanting to let go, wanting to release. And this release, I feel like with the snow falling down as well, it's, you know, it's a very gentle release. It's not like you have to sort of maybe make a drama out of it or kind of really sever ties, but just trust that it will naturally fall away. All right. So whatever it is, it may be gracious about what it is as you move forward, and just trusting that what you need to let go will be just released by itself. You don't even have to sort of pronounce or announce an ending of sorts. This is for some of you. Some of you might need to go. But on the other hand, I'm getting the feeling that this is much more of a gracious move forward, and just trusting that what no longer fits for you will naturally fall by the wayside and just release. You could also ask yourself, some of you who are stuck and maybe procrastinating, that ask yourself, what is it that I need to release? What's my block here? Okay, what is my fears? What is it that I need to release? It could be an attitude or fear, or maybe even some friends who are not supportive. Okay, whatever it is. But coming back to new romantic cycle, this could be also a romantic cycle maybe with what you love to do, okay, in your life and your livelihood and yourself and your sense of well-being. So it may not necessarily mean a new person coming into your life, whether it be a man or woman, or, you know, a sexual relationship or partnership, but it could be a new love affair, say with yourself, as well as moving forward, a new cycle, nevertheless, to do with some romance and some love. I'm going to see if there's anything I want to add to that. Let's have a quick look. New moon in Libra. So again, anything I want to add? So if you just bear with me, I'm going to have a quick look at this new moon Libra, because I'd like to read that one out, 54. Okay. All right. Okay, so also so reaching out to somebody. Again, this is about knowing there's support and love. So yes, this could also very much be defined. So, you know, do comment below and let me know if you've got a new person that's come into your life, or new partnerships being developed as well. This could be definitely new also working partnerships, people who really love and support, who see you, who really get what you do and are supportive of it. So this is that new cycle of romance as well. You know, and also it's vice versa. Let the people that you love and care know that you're there for them as well. Okay, so this could, of course, mean marriage or engagement. It could be, you know, a legal matter could be going your way as well, because, of course, the scales, which is like the justice card in the ordinary tarot, is also about getting things sorted, so things working out also in your favor. So if some of you have been in a legal battle or some kind of waiting for something to come in, maybe some kind of money that's come in, you might find that it's actually going to start sort of favoring and coming back round. Okay, anything else that I want to say? So it is to do with love and harmony, negotiation and relationships. Like I said, I really personally feel that this could be an opportunity for some of you to do not only with emotional romance, but certainly a work romance. So I'm going to soon end it up here. I have no idea how long this is going on, but as I feel this is a soul guidance reading and soul journey, I am going to extend the reading to with the soul journey cards, which I really love. Okay, so the first card that kind of popped out is also about feeling being of service. Okay, there's a loneliness card out here as well. So again, this also is almost informing me that, again, it's time to know that you're never alone. You're always guided. There's always divine spirit. There's always God. There's always your higher realm. Just access whatever and whoever you feel that you can speak to. Okay, you know, particularly those who might feel a bit isolated. So let's have a look and see if I can just pull one more last final card for this new moon. Okay. It wants to come out. Okay. So now, some of you, if you feel that you have got the card of fear, so I realized I'm testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. So again, some of you could be in a threshold of stepping out in the new, again, very root chakra stuff. So if anybody of you are actually really feeling a sense of fear or anxious about moving forward, or maybe even having doubts about how you're going to make ends meet or what is going to happen in the future, which direction to go, any of those thought forms, know that you have the support that you need. And in fact, by calling in the support, you can actually possibly even get more than you imagined, okay? And just know that it's testing. It says here, I realize that I am testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. So again, these are, you know, there's a saying that there are no challenges that we can't handle. So every time you feel like, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening, or I can't, you know, I don't know. Yeah, any fear that comes into your mind or comes into your conversation in yourself, just know that this is a test for your self-love as well as to overcome it, okay? And you have the capacity to overcome whatever it is. It could be about putting your work out, actually collaborating with people, actually going solo maybe. Some of you are, you know, I feel like there's also a time when people are doing things differently. So whatever you've been doing it one way, there's going to be an opportunity now for you to do things differently. So you've always worked on your own. Now's the time to start working with people. If you've always been with people, maybe this is time for you to actually start, you know, thinking about how you can do things on your own, or maybe even work with people, but more on a solo venture type thing, so more independently. Okay, there is definitely a shift, I feel, that will be occurring, and we're going to be taking different corners in our own lives. So to look out for that for the next month. Okay, so I am so going to leave it here. Like I said, do concentrate on the base chakra, okay? Just observe yourself in nature. It's really, really important. It's a really good time to go out and just sort of take stock, be still and reflect possibly, and surrender as well, of course, you know, and let things unfold. Okay, when you let things unfold, you're also trusting the divine and you're trusting the source to guide you. All right, we've been educated and raised to push, to do this and do that. And maybe now, and particularly as we move in towards the end of the year as well, we're all being re-educated. And if not already, some of you, I'm sure, live this way, but to trust the flow, okay? So if you're working and if you need to work, you'll find that you'll be working. If you need to pull back and rest and maybe take a nap, you do that as well. So it's now time to start responding and letting things unfold as well, and just let life unfold as well. Okay, so, you know, try not to push things through and persist or having it your way. Again, just allow things or people to come to you as well, so you can actually live and receive the support and love that you need. Anything else? Yeah, just really surrender to your higher power, but stay rooted in that. So I am going to finish here. I feel like I've been talking 10 to a dozen. So thank you for listening. I hope there's a message for you here, or at least some guidance for you here. Do check my full moon reading in the last one. That would have been on the 30th of October. And I believe the next one is something like the 29th of December, is it? Let me have a quick look, because I did have a moon phase up. Nope, cannot find it. Oh, that's for December, sorry. Just look. December. I've lost all my dates, you see, because it's been quite ungrounding for me as well. So anyway, I'm going to finish here, but just tune in. I just know that the next new moon is on the 14th, and I'm sure the next full moon, and I believe that it's going to be the lunar eclipse as well at the end of this month. So it's in Gemini. So that'd be really interesting for the Geminis, but of course we all have Gemini in our chart, but I'll talk more about that when I get there as well myself. So enjoy the next new moon cycle, enjoy the next couple of weeks to the next reading for the full moon. I'll catch you then, and lots of love, lots of blessings. All my details are below, and you'll find a description of www.rafahsawit.com for any other services. I do card readings as well as private coaching and any kind of holistic and well-being stuff that you might want. And like I said, all my stuff is in the description box, so you'll find it there. Thanks again. Catch you later, and yeah, lots of love. Bye. Bye-bye.